Joe Biden may have crossed a fatal red line. Oh, with regards to his support for Israel, yeah, it's still a pretty remarkable decline in his support. Joe Biden losing support Democrats. I wish I could type. Anna Kasparian. I will not be voting for Joe Biden under any circumstances. I don't care about any other policy that he has championed. I cannot, as an Armenian American, support a president who has greenlit the ethnic cleansing and genocide of Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. Anna Kasparian, host of popular online news show The Young Turks, said during a broadcast earlier this month. This, for me, is the red line. Clearly Anna Kasparian hasn't done the 99% versus 100% Hitler thought experiment. Haha. How bad have things gotten? Let me see. Joe Biden's approval rating is the lowest it's ever been during his presidency, 40%, as strong majorities of all voters disapprove of his handling of foreign policy and the Israel-Hamas war. The erosion for Biden is most pronounced among Democrats, a majority of whom believe Israel has gone too far in its military action in Gaza, and among voters 18 to 34, with a whopping 70% of them disapproving of Biden's handling of the war. God damn. I do not support his support of Israel, said Meg Fury, 40, a Democrat from Austin, Texas. Thank you, Meg. 62% now disapprove of Biden's handling of foreign policy. His disapproval rating is now higher than Trump's. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Like, I don't understand what the White House thinks they're going to do. Like, they know that Israel's only going to get worse, right? They haven't even finished purging the entirety of the city of Gaza. Like, they're still going to move down to the southern portion. They forced like 1.4 million Palestinians out of their homes. More are going to be forced out as they move south. Where do they think all those people are going to go? Do you think there's going to be some like last second shift where Egypt is like, yeah, we'll just take 2.5 million Palestinians. Let's go. Like, what do they think is going to happen to those people? Like, you can't, you're all in on this. You're all in on a sinking ship. They're allegedly brokering some deal with Hamas right now. Yeah, that was supposed to be by now, by the way. That was supposed to be like by now. Like now. Did they change the time? It was supposed to be sometime like overnight. It's Monday now. The deal already happened? Well, where is it? Is it over? The fighting's over? Yeesh. Did we win? Kasparian is not alone. The refusal to vote for Biden in 2024 over his response to the war has been echoed by others, including activist Bree Newsom and left-wing commentator Hassan Piker. Sorry, guys. My 99% versus 100% Hitler thing kept me out of the Newsweek article. Biden says Palestine should keep Gaza. Yeah, he said that, but what is he going to do about it? Revitalized Palestinian Authority should eventually govern Gaza and the West Bank. Like, he's indicated support for like no territorial gains by Israel and a two-state solution where the West Bank and Gaza both have some degree of autonomy. But what is he going to do about it? We're still funding Israel. 68% of Americans support the idea of a ceasefire. God damn. What if we sanction Israel? There are literally laws against that in some states.
What are the chances of a Gaza ceasefire? None. No possibility. What are the chances of a Gaza ceasefire? None. No possibility. What are the chances?
Russia, Ukraine, and Israel, Palestine are a major electoral ball and chain on Biden's leg. I think that for the most part, the Biden administration has done a pretty okay job with the handling of Ukraine. I wish that he had given more weapons, but like for the most part, I think he's done a good job of like support without overcommitting to it in a way that makes him sort of culpable for the slow counteroffensive. You know, I think he could have done better, but you know, he's in the ballpark, right? With Israel, like he is not like he's in the ballpark with Ukraine. With Israel, he has turned around, faced the like catcher, sprinted at him full speed, knocked him over, and is climbing into the stands directly behind the batter's plate. Like he's so off. It's easy to be in the ballpark with Ukraine, though. I agree. Can we run Bernie against Trump then? No. Also, Bernie also won't say ceasefire. It is strategic electro bubble. This is rough, man. who's brave enough to say ceasefire. Rashida Tlaib. She got censured for it. I wonder if there's something going on behind the scenes for Bernie to not call for ceasefire. Yeah, it's just like politicians are just like extremely paranoid about A, using Israel as a wedge against Iran. B, you know what? F it. Who the f knows, man? Maybe privately Netanyahu is like, I'm gonna nuke them. I'm gonna nuke them, and like, they better support me or I'm gonna nuke them. And like American politicians are like, well, shit, we know that. The public doesn't know that. Guess we better like roll in the mud too. You know? Who the f knows? I don't f know. Did you see John Oliver call out Bernie for not calling for a ceasefire? No, but I think that's based. Is it really troublesome if Trump will also be supportive of Israel? Yeah, no. Israel wants Trump to win, for sure. Yeah. He would be more permissive here. Yes, Benjamin. Easily 20 seconds. Are you kidding me? 4 seconds. Hostage deal was denied. Wow, what a shocker. What is it? Reuters. Okay, hold on. Israel-Hamas hostage deal edges closer despite fierce fighting in Gaza. Wait, where does it say here that the deal was denied? Qatari mediators have been seeking a deal between Israel and Hamas to exchange 50 hostages in return for a 3-day ceasefire that would help boost emergency aid shipments to Gaza civilians, citing an official briefed on the talks. Why is your microphone so quiet? It's not. I'm in the red on OBS. Where here does it say that the deal is not happening? Nowhere. It doesn't say that anywhere. I don't know why you'd lie about the contents of this article to me. Hamas, Israel, Qatari deal.
Even as hostilities continue on the ground,
what?
There are negotiations.
Oh, why would it play the video that I didn't open?
A crucial stop for the EU's foreign policy chief. Joseph Borrell told Qatari officials the EU and the international community are eager for a Doha-brokered deal that would see Hamas-held captives released in exchange for a prolonged humanitarian pause and more aid into Gaza. Qatar's Prime Minister, Mohammed bin Abdulrahman Al Thani, was quick
Wow, I could never pronounce that even on a good day. Jesus.
to respond, saying a deal could happen sooner than expected.
Holy shit. Did the operations room seriously post Israel's attack on the USS Liberty right before this new... What does the operation room know? Holy shit. What did they know?
The challenges that remains in
It's a great video. Well, yeah, the USS Liberty incident was insanely f***ed up. Though the problem is that the only time people bring it up is when Nazis are like, "Hey, did you know that Israel isn't the US's ally?"
Negotiations are very minor compared to the bigger challenges. They are more logistical, they are more practical, and I believe that with the willingness of both parties to engage and to have this deal moving, we can reach there.
But the Qatari official criticized the international community for what he said was a double standard and a failure to press Israel to end its bombardment of schools, refugee camps, and residential areas. Earlier, the EU's High Representative for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy was in Israel, where he expressed solidarity with local communities, but also described...
This accent is indecipherable to me. Like, I could never place this. I don't get why man's life is less valuable. Look, don't read too much into it, okay? When it comes to, like, humanitarian rescue, hostages, civilian casualties, or whatever else, people are always like, women and children, women and children. But the only reason people are like women and children is because it's men trying to prove to other men how much gusto they have for, like, you know, protecting the weaker. You know, it's like it's not men being devalued or whatever. It's men being like doing bravado chivalry shit. Like, yeah, it's chauvinism. That's why it's always been that way, you know? Also, a lot of the historical stories we have are bullshit, too, that we tell each other. The idea of, like, only women and children escaping the Titanic or whatever, like, that's bullshit. Like, no. Like, that, like all the guys there were, like, held their hats in their hands, and they were like, yeah, we're just gonna die and let all these other people escape. Like, no, that didn't happen. But we tell ourselves those stories, and the men tell those stories, too, because it's like, ah, yes, well, the chivalrous men, you know, the chivalry of men that we base our entire social order on, are you know, they let the women and the children out first, when in reality, like, so it's all a big game. It's all a big pantomime. It's all rhetoric. But when they uncover like a man buried in rubble in Gaza, it's not like they leave them there, you know? Like the rhetoric might make it seem like they're only looking for women and children, but it's not like they unearth a guy and they're like, "Oh no, that's a guy," and they go to someone else. Like they're there to rescue whoever they can. Wonder if tonight I'll be able to get some sleep. That'd be pretty cool, I feel. Well, also, men are more often considered combatants by governments. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and that's cynical and shitty in a lot of cases. I just mean to say, like, there's not actually a like dehumanization of men or a devaluing of men. If you take a look at the political government, like the political systems present in basically every government on Earth, like men are not only not devalued, men are the ones with by far the more power. You know, it's purely in times of like death, sacrifice, and warfare where we do this big LARPy, like, you know, sort of like modern subtle chauvinism of pretending that it's men fighting over women and children when you know that's in some cases that's the case because we conscript men and men tend to be the soldiers or whatever, but that's not even the case with Israel's got like a pretty equal military because they draft everyone.